Eyewitness video shows the white contrails of Israel's missile defense system cutting across the sky, then moving to intercept Palestinian rockets fired from the Gaza Strip on Monday. Islamist militants fired a barrage of rockets toward Jerusalem and southern Israel in what the Palestinian Hamas group said was punishment for violent confrontations between Israeli police and Palestinian protesters. The rockets triggered air raid warnings, sending Israeli school children into bomb shelters. There were no immediate reports of casualties from the rocket fire in Israel. Retaliation from Israel was swift. In Gaza, the health ministry said at least 20 people, including 9 children, were killed in Israeli airstrikes on the Palestinian territory.
At least 7 children have been killed and many are wounded after a shooting at a school in Russia. Local authorities, that's according to local authorities, the shooting happened at a school in the city of Kazan. The details are still becoming clear, but we understand that one suspect has been arrested. The motive for the attack is not yet clear.
Well, we know that the shooting took place in a school just outside of the center of Kazan, in a kind of suburban area. Kazan is located in the southwest of Russia. Over 1 million people live there. And according to official reports, shots were fired at that school, and there was an explosion this morning. Officially, now 8 people are dead, according to officials, and 20 people have been injured. The dead include pupils and at least 1 teacher, and the attacker has been arrested.
This guy's turning inbound. The aft one's turning inbound.
You got the flares, right?
Yeah, I got the flares. 252 WCO track aft FIAC turning inbound at this time.
Not awake.
What?
I'm not awake.
Yeah. Got still there. Got still there. Control. Kilos there. But I don't know what I was coming in at. I was coming in over there.
Tonight, the FBI confirming the Russian cybercrime gang called DarkSide, aptly named, was behind a cyber attack on a vital U.S. pipeline. The Colonial Pipeline that carries fuel from Texas to the Northeast remains shut down at this hour. Experts warn if that continues, it could push gas prices sky high and widespread fuel shortages around the country.
No cyber gang in Russia could conduct this kind of attack against an American piece of critical infrastructure without the tacit or explicit knowledge of Vladimir Putin's government. So first, it shows that Joe Biden's weak policy on Russia is having consequences for the American people. You know, when you give away the store to Russia, when you extend a nuclear arms treaty that favors Russia over the United States, you allow Russia to build a gas pipeline to Germany under the Baltic Sea, when you invite Vladimir Putin to a summit despite all that, you just embolden Vladimir Putin and his minions to launch these kind of attacks in the U.S.
Now, some good news coming in from the UK. For the first time since July 2020, England, Scotland and Northern Ireland recorded 0 new COVID-related deaths. Meanwhile, Wales reported only 4 new COVID-related fatalities. More than 127,000 people have lost their lives due to coronavirus in the UK. Experts say that the UK's latest figures indicate that vaccines and lockdowns helped contain the spread of the impact of the virus. And as numbers decrease, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced easing of COVID restrictions.
tensions are brewing outside the Home Affairs head office in Pretoria. Angry undertakers are threatening to shut down the offices. They are demanding the department speeds up the issuing of death certificates and to allow recognized funeral associations to register certificates. I believe that the Home Affairs Department is actually addressing those undertakers who are picketing outside.
The communication inside, remember that the top 6 leadership of the UTT was having meetings with the Department of Home Affairs. It looks like those meetings have failed. In fact, they came out telling the members outside that they have been given 7 days. Home Affairs is asking for 7 days in order for them to get a response, but they're now saying that they'll wait in the streets. They'll shut down every Home Affairs offices in the country, right around the country.
There's been a dramatic escape attempt from an immigration detention centre northeast of Perth. A huge tunnel was discovered at the Yonga Hill Detention Centre just before an inmate managed to dig his way to freedom.
It's like something out of a Prison Break movie, but this wasn't such a great escape. The tunnel was discovered by guards at Yonga Hill Detention Centre yesterday, under the floor of this donga in the detention centre's Falcon compound. Advocates say the tunnel is 3 metres deep, running 20 metres long and travels beyond the 2 inner fences and halfway to the outer perimeter. The man in his 40s whose room it was found in is now in isolation. He had his visa cancelled under Section 501 of the Migration Act on character grounds. That means it's likely he's a foreign national who committed a crime in Australia.
Normally known for their mouse hunting abilities, even cats have given up trying to control this plague.
Get a mouse! Get a mouse!
Dogs too are struggling to strike the right chord. But it's scenes like this that have farmers at a crisis point.
Wow.
The destruction is immense, from crops to hay bales, supermarket produce and machinery. The economic losses are devastating. Farmers want a $25,000 rebate to help with the cost of baiting, which for some is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
The proposal that I've read in media reports would cost anywhere between $600 and $700 million. I mean, after spending $4.5 billion in drought support, I don't have that money at my fingertips.
The Florida Keys will be the site of an experiment this summer, releasing genetically modified mosquitoes into the wild. The project is aimed at reducing the spread of deadly mosquito-borne illnesses such as dengue, yellow fever, and the Zika virus. You're probably wondering how releasing more mosquitoes might lessen the problem. These Aedes aegypti mosquitoes are genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. Designed in a lab, these males carry a gene that, when they reproduce, passes into eggs. If that egg hatches into a female, the gene kills the immature mosquito. The hope is that by introducing this gene into wild populations, the population of biting females will plummet, and that's good news for the rest of us, because only female mosquitoes bite and transmit illnesses to people.